The passage of Romans 5, verses 6 through 11 starts this way. Paul says, "At just the right time, when we were weak, Christ died for the ungodly." And then he continues to say, "We know God's love in this, that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us." When I was a little girl, I asked the question, "Can you lose your salvation?" And the man who I asked responded in this way. He said, "If someone walks away from their faith, they probably didn't love God very much to begin with. Because after all, the person who really loves God doesn't keep on sinning." And that statement planted a lie deep in my heart, where suddenly something I was so confident in, my salvation, became something that I could mess up or lose or let slip away. This followed me into my teenage years and as a young woman, where every time I sinned, every time I failed, it was, "You must not really love God. Are you sure you're even really saved?" So imagine the joy that comes into my heart now as I read these verses where Paul declares your justification is not in your hands. The NIV doesn't say when we were weak, it says when we were powerless. When we were powerless to change, when we were powerless to love God the way we were meant to, that's when Christ died, so that we could be reconciled to the Father. Friends, justification is not in your hands. It's not something that we can mess up or lose. It is something that comes through Christ alone. And I just want to give a special encouragement to anyone who's praying for a prodigal. Just know God's love is greater. And it doesn't matter how well we love God, because He loves us and has loved us perfectly, even at our very worst.